So this past Friday, we finally got the announcement from Drop and Funko about the upcoming Star Wars Funko Series 1 NFTs. And let me tell you, a lot of people are talking about this set, and I will say a lot of it is bad, but of course, there are some Star Wars fans, of course, that are probably still going to be going into this drop. So I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys basically everything you need to know about the Star Wars NFT drop that is happening in a few weeks' time, or at least I should say less than 2 weeks' time, because March 26th is fastly approaching. So let's get right to it. All right, so here is the main page for Star Wars Funko Series 1. We got the description of saying, introducing the newest release inspired by a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars Digital Pop. Don't miss out on this exciting drop. It'll be available on March 26, 2024 at 11 a.m. Pacific time or 2 p.m. Eastern time, since I am from the East Coast of, I should say, Canada, because I'm not from the States. But nonetheless, this drop will also be, and a very unpopular one, of a drop exclusive. So if you are brand new to the Funko NFTs, especially if Star Wars perhaps may be the first one you're going into, being a drop exclusive means that when it comes to selling off, let's say, duplicates that you have of cards and then trying to buy some to complete your royalty set or just redeemables overall, that you can only get it on Drop's marketplace. Usually there is the marketplace of Atomic Hub that a lot of people, including myself, use, but because it's drop exclusive, you cannot go on the Atomic Hub website and sell off your cards and buy cards at the same time. You can only do it on Drop. But of course, on this main page, we do have a little bit of a sneak peek of some of the cards that are involved, including an uncommon Stormtrooper, an epic Princess Leia, of course the card for one of the redeemables, the Grail Luke Skywalker, which we will get into in a little bit, a Darth Vader, which I'm gonna guess that's a rare because that's the only rarity that isn't shown off here besides like one of the redeemable rarities, uncommon R2-D2, and then a common Boba Fett. And there is a full view of what the redeemable looks like for the Grail Luke Skywalker, which we will get into momentarily. And especially if you're brand new to this, you're probably going to want to know what is the pricing of the different packs and how many packs are there going to be available. So of course, with the standard packs, which you only get 5 items inside, they cost $9.99 USD, and there will be 35,000 of them available. While with the premium packs, you get 17 items, so it's almost equivalent to getting 3 standard packs, but you get 2 bonus cards, and they are retailing at $29.99 USD, and there will only be 30,000 of them available. On the main page of the website, it does show a sneak peek of all the different redeemables, which we'll get into in a little bit, since you guys probably want to know my opinion about these redeemable pops. But I really want to talk about the mark your calendar section, where it shows you how the whole process works, especially because if you're brand new to this, you're gonna want to know exactly the certain dates to do what in order to get your physical pops. So of course, March 26th, that is the day that the drop happens, where you buy packs, you open up the stuff, you see if you get a redeemable or not, or see how many cards you have of being close to completing the royalty. And basically, as shown in the description, July 24th at 11 a.m. PT, there will be the snapshot process. And what happens here is that you have to have your cards in your drop account, and there's a snapshot process where the card for your redeemable, so either the legendary or the grail, becomes a little redemption token. And when the snapshot process is over and you have the token is what you need in order to cash it out and actually get your physical Funko Pop. And especially if you're trying to get the royalty, you do need all of the cards for the royalty, one of each, which, as I'm recording this video, there's no official number yet of how many cards are going to be in the set, but judging by what I've researched from the previous sets that have the same amount of packs as this set is going to have, around 30,000, it's usually between 90 to 105, if I'm guessing correctly, different cards from the 4 different rarities that aren't the redeemable rarities, which are common, uncommon, rare, and epics. You have to have one of each of those cards in order to get the royalty, and when you have all those cards, then you will get the redemption token as terms to your royalty Funko Pop. drop. And if you can't cash them out on the first day, don't worry, you have basically 1 month to redeem all of your redemption tokens. You have until August 23rd, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time to cash out your redemption tokens. And if you don't, then unfortunately you are out of luck as terms to getting a Funko Pop. Basically, the process would be that your coin gets burned and that it's no longer redeemable and that you can't get that pop. So if you spend so much money on the NFTs, but you forgot to cash out your tokens, unfortunately, that's kind of bad luck on your part. You should have remembered August 23rd, the latest, before 11:59 p.m. PT. There's no estimated date besides being Q4 of 2024 of when your pops will arrive. I know people hate the process that this goes through where it's almost a 1-year process, but with the whole redemption process, they got to make sure how many of the redemption tokens actually get claimed, so that way they can make that exact number of what gets claimed instead of making the number previously and then having to actually physically destroy the Funko Pops. Although I feel maybe they should keep some around in case some get damaged during shipping, and then if that's the case, then they send out an extra one that's already there. But in the history of Funko NFTs, there's never been a time where every single Funko Pop has been redeemed. So sometime in Q4 2024, these will be releasing. So between October and December is when you should be getting your Star Wars NFT Funko Pops. And of course, the moment you guys have most likely been waiting for is me talking about the physical pops involved in this set. There are a total of 6. I'm surprised they didn't go 7 pops, just like the Harry Potter drop, in which the first redeemable we have here is the Grail, limited to 1980 pieces this time around instead of the usual 999 pieces. And it's Luke Skywalker in the scene on Hoth for Empire Strikes Back, where he is in the cave and he is upside down. And although being close to 2,000 pieces is a pretty high number for especially the Grail, I do like the homage that they are paying with that piece count, because of course 1980 was the year that Empire Strikes Back had released. So I do like when they actually choose carefully the certain numbers, like they did with Stranger Things, where the piece count number for the Grail was 1,106, paying homage to the date November 6th being Stranger Things Day. So I do like when they do that, but 1980 pieces for the Grail is a bit high, but I do like how they came up with that number realistically. And this pop is not too bad. And one thing that I'm kind of digging for this set is that all of these, for the first time ever, for the most part, will be all deluxe pops. So you know beforehand that they are going to be basically 6-inch pops that you're going to be getting for this set, which is pretty decent, something that they've never done before, besides obviously if you had gotten that one Grail Elf pop. We didn't know that was going to be a 6-inch. It wasn't announced beforehand. We thought it was going to be a 4-inch pop, but it ended up being a 6-inch. But you know that it was going to be a deluxe for the set. So I do like that aspect of how you're getting a little bit more oomph, especially with the amount of pieces that are involved. Then starting off with the legendaries, which all legendaries will be limited to 3,000 pieces each. The first one we have here is C-3PO. I'm not sure if he's sitting in a chair, or maybe now as I'm actually kind of thinking about it, of course there are times where like C-3PO is kind of sleeping, but he's actually like standing still. So maybe the backdrop is actually something based off of the Millennium Falcon. So I guess that's all right, but I think in my opinion though, this may be my least favorite pop of this set. I'm gonna have to look at the rest. The next legendary, of course, is Darth Vader. You're not gonna have a Star Wars set without Darth Vader. If I pull a redeemable in this drop and it's Darth Vader, I might keep it. I'm not exactly sure. Of course, I can't sell it on Drop Marketplace because Drop won't verify me for an account. So unfortunately, I either have to trade for something that I can sell off Atomic Hub and kind of make my money back on it, or I might just end up keeping this. And then we got ourselves Emperor Palpatine, also based off of obviously Return of the Jedi, because that's basically all you actually seen him in person within the original trilogy. You did see a hologram version of him in Empire Strikes Back, but this one is all right. I mean, you have had Emperor Palpatine pops in the past where, of course, he does have the Force Lightning coming out of his hand, but it's in the deluxe form this time, so it kind of is a bit lackluster, but still cool at the same time. This one, I'm not gonna lie, the Han Solo might actually be my favorite of the set, and that's because it is kind of different compared to the Han Solo and Carbonite pop, because of course the original one for the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back set is fully carbonated. I kind of actually dig this pop and may be actually my favorite pop, considering that it's something we've actually technically never had, while example with the Grail pop here with Luke Skywalker, we've had Hoth, but at the same time, you haven't really had it like this. You've only had it with like the OG, like Wampa pop, where the Luke is upside down in the box. The C-3PO is a little meh, Darth Vader is meh, and then I guess also Emperor Palpatine, because you can get the separate pops without getting a deluxe form in the NFTs. But this one is actually significantly different from the Han Solo and Carbonite pop, to where you might actually want to get this. So I don't know, every time I feel like I say a pop is the best one, it ends up being the cheapest. I don't know why, and whatever I feel like is my least favorite ends up being the most expensive. But we'll move on and check out the Royalty, which is limited to 3,300 pieces. It's Princess Leia, and this pop will also be glow in the dark. And that's very intriguing, because I'm not exactly sure what the aspect is of this pop that's going to be glow in the dark, whether it is the background or whatnot. But at the same time, it does look like it's more of a tinier version of the Star Wars A New Hope pop movie posters, but in a 6-inch form, because the background is exactly what that is the cover of A New Hope, or you could just simply say Star Wars, because at the time it was the first movie. I'm a little upset that the Royalty isn't a Freddy Funko, and it's a little bit surprising, because we have seen in the past at like San Diego Comic-Cons, seeing Freddy Funko dressed up as a Star Wars character. I know that, of course, with the Mickey and Friends drop, we also didn't get a Freddy Funko pop in that set, but this actually, I guess, kind of confirms now that whenever a set is Disney related or a drop exclusive, that we probably will not get a Freddy Funko for the Royalty, which is a little bit upsetting. And do I think that this set is going to sell out regardless of how good or bad the redeemables are? It's kind of a half and half. I think at least the premiums are going to sell out. I don't know if the standards are going to sell out though. So a lot of people have been saving their money for the Star Wars drop, especially seeing how Star Trek last week didn't sell out because people were saving their money for the Star Wars drop. So if all of them sell out, I won't be surprised, but I also won't be surprised at the same time if this also is a drop that doesn't end up selling out because of how lackluster the redeemables are. They are okay, they make sense for NFTs, but like I mentioned, they are kind of lackluster when a lot of people are thinking, oh, we're gonna get new characters, or we're gonna get like really cool molds of already existing characters that we've never gotten. But we kind of gotten a lot of pops we have seen, but more in a deluxe form. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video of me talking about the Star Wars Funko NFTs that are coming out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your opinions down below, or let me know what your favorite redeemable is out of the whole set. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys on another video here on the channel. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.